ಇದು ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಹಾಕಿದೀನಿ ನೋಡು. ತನುಶ್ರೀ
ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಕಾಣ್ತಿದೆ.
ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಈಗ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ?
ಸರ್
ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ.
ನೋ ಸರ್.
ಈಗ ನೋಡು,
ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
ಈಗ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ?
ಫುಲ್ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಲ್ಲ?
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಫುಲ್ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ.
ಯು ಆರ್ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಫುಲ್ ಫ್ರೇಮ್?
ಅವ್ರೆ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಫುಲ್ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ವಾ
ಸರ್? ಫುಲ್ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಹಲೋ,
ನಿಮಗ್ ಫುಲ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ
ಸರ್? ಫುಲ್ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಮಾಮೂಲಿ ಇದಷ್ಟೇ, ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾಗ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದೆ. ಫುಲ್ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ಕಾರ್ನರ್ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಏನ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಣ್ಣ? ಇದು ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ಸೆಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಿನ್ನೆ
ಇದು ಫ್ಲಿಪ್ ರಾಜೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ ಬರೀ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ನಿಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಇದೆ.
ಇದು ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್,
ಇದು ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಬರ್ತಾ
ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಲ್ಲ?
ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಈಗ. ತನುಶ್ರೀ
ಹಾ ಸರ್.
ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ಈಗ?
ನೋ ಸರ್.
ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್
ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಮಾಡ.
ನಮ್ದು ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ? ಇದು ಬರಿತಾ ಇರೋದು ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ನಮ್ದು.
ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರು ಕಾಣ್ತಾರೆ.
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರು ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಾರೆ, ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ವಿಡಿಯೋ.
ಬರ್ತಿದೆ ಸರ್.
ಫುಲ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ?
ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ. ಹಾ ಸರ್.
ಮತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತೀಯಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ. ಈಗ ನೋಡು,
ಇದಿಷ್ಟು
ಎಡ್ಜ್ ಕೊಡ್ರಿ, ಎಡ್ಜ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತೀಯಮ್ಮ? ಈ ಇದು ಬಾರ್ಡರ್ ಹಾಕಿಲ್ಲ?
ಹಾ ಸರ್, ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
Is it visible properly if I write on this within this boundary?
Yes sir.
Okay. So ಇದು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟೈತಾ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಮೀಟ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾ? ಓಕೆ.
ಗೂಗಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಬಟ್ ಏನ್ ಸಬ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಂತ ಟೈಮ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ, 11 ಗಂಟೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ.
Welcome to the second class today. Am I audible now? Okay. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಬಾಜು?
ಹೊಡೆದು ಡೆಸ್ಕ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಡೆಸ್ಕ್ಟಾಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಫೋಲ್ಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಫೋಲ್ಡರ್
ಜಿಯೋಟೆಕ್ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿ
ಇಂಟರ್
Okay. Good morning. Let me start the second class. Before I start this, I will use this whiteboard for today's presentation. What you need to do in this case is whatever I write here, you have to copy in a notebook. Okay? Hello? have to copy the contents in a notebook. Then after the class, you have to scan and upload it to Google Classroom, which Mutanna has sent to you. Is that right?
Okay, sir.
Based on that, your attendance he will mark you. When you come for offline classes, I will be checking your notes which you have written. On each day, you need to upload after the class is over. Fine. Let me start this class 2. I will start this index properties now. Index properties. Is this visible? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Clearly.
Yes, sir. It is.
Okay. Now in this, I will discuss with you what is known as phase diagram. Soil as a phase system. Note this headline. Soil as a phase system, or also called phase diagram. I will explain to you. Now consider this is the ground. This is the ground level. This ground is infinitely extending on both directions. In the depth side also it extends infinitely. Therefore, the ground in this course, we consider it as semi-infinite. Ground is considered as semi-infinite because in the horizontal directions, it extends over a vast horizon, and the depth also it extends infinitely. But of course, it doesn't extend above the ground. Therefore, it is called semi-infinite, or otherwise, we would have called it as infinite medium. Soil is called semi-infinite medium. Now, what I want you to do is, now somewhere at a depth Z, what you do is, you consider a small element there. Let us consider a small element of the soil at a depth Z from the ground surface, and let us understand the microscopic view of the small element. Now, the microscopic view of this element, I am writing it here. If I enlarge that small element, what I get in this case is, if you see this very closely, it consists of solid particles, soil particles. The soil particles are also called solids there. They are all randomly arranged in a very haphazard way. There is no regular pattern to their arrangement. It is all very irregular, like this. They are arranged in their own fashion there, but each particle is in contact with the other particles at their points of contacts there, like this. Now these are called solids. Solids. Now the space between solids, for example, this is void space. Please note this sketch there. Whatever I write on the board, you need to copy that. Now these are called solid particles. They are arranged in a haphazard way, irregular way, in their own fashion. Each particle is in contact with another one at a point of contact. The point of contact is here. And the space between, the interspace between these solids is called void space. So the microscopic view of the small element looks like this. Correct? And this is called a phase system. This is called a phase system. So now we see two phases. One is solids Solids means these are soil particles. The second phase is white space. You have to understand this first unit very carefully. The second phase is white space, white space. Now, white space, whites may be either they may be completely filled with air, the white space may be filled with air, in which case we call this as air whites. It is also possible the whites may be filled with water, in which case we call this as water whites, water whites. So the whites may be filled with air or water. Now, solids is one phase. Solids are common in every ground, any element you take, that is quite common. White space will have two components, maybe air whites. It may also contains water whites there. Is this clear now? Now, a white space may be completely filled with air. Water may be absent. This is one scenario. White space will be completely filled with air. In that case, we call that as dry soil. Dry soil. So in dry soil, we have only two phases. One is solids will be present. The other one is air whites. Agreed? Air whites will be present. Now, on the other hand, you may have solids. The whites may be also be filled with water. May be filled with water. This is the second scenario. Now, water may be filling the whites completely or maybe partially also. Okay? The whites may be filled with water. Water may be filling the whites either completely or it may be filling partially. Now, if all the whites are completely filled with water, then we call that soil as saturated soil, because all the whites are filled with water. Saturated soil. So in saturated soils, what do you have? You have solids, solid phase is there, plus all the whites are completely filled with water. That means completely water whites will be there. Water will be there. This is the second case. Now, exclusively dry soil is one thing. You have solids and air whites. Exclusively, and if I say saturated soil, it consists of solids and all the whites are completely filled with water. This is this second phase. This is called saturated soil. In both dry soil and saturated soil, soil is called a two-phase system. Two-phase system because in case of dry soil, it is solids and air whites. And in case of saturated soil, it is solids and water whites. Is this clear now? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The third case is, I told you that the white spaces may be filled with completely air, and also maybe in the other case, extreme case, it may be completely filled with water. The third case is also there, where this white space is partially filled with air and partially filled with water. That case is also there. Now, if the white space is partially filled with air and partially filled with water, we call this as partially saturated soil. That is the third case. Partially saturated soil. What are the phase system in case of partially saturated soil? In this case, you will have solids plus all the soil particles will be there, plus you have water filling certain voids there, plus you have air filling certain voids there. Certain voids are filled with water, certain voids are filled with air, and certain voids are filled with solids. Therefore, the partially saturated soil, I have three phases. I have solid phase, I have liquid phase, I also have the air phase. Is this clear now? Now, I will say two-phase system. I think soil phase system consists of either a three-phase system. When I say three-phase system means, it means it is a partially saturated soil which consists of solids, water and air. Now, if I say it's a two-phase system means either it could be a dry soil or it could be a saturated soil. If it is a dry soil, I will have only solids and air voids. And if I got saturated soil, I have got both solids and water filling the voids. Is this clear now? Is this clear now?
Yes, sir.
All of you? Please copy these things there into your notebook. Write this sketch, void space, solids, semi-infinite. What is the definition for that? Solids, soil particles, void space, air voids, water voids. Then two-phase system, dry soil, saturated soil. Dry soil consists of solids and air voids. Saturated soil consists of solids and water. And partially saturated soil, some voids are filled with air, some are filled with water, and some are filled with air. That's a three-phase system. Copy these things. Is it done? Fine. Let me go a little more in detail. Now I have got solids here. I also got voids there. Voids may be filled with either
air or water.
Good. Now what I do in this case is I will put up an equivalent system of this. Now the behavior of soil will depend upon how much void volume is there and whether out of those void volume, how much portion of the void volume is filled with water. If more voids are filled with water, its behavior is something else. And if it is filled with air, its behavior is something else. So that means the behavior of the soil depends upon the amount of water filling these voids. Whether it is more, less or no water, it depends on that. To understand that, let me put up an equivalent system. The equivalent system is what I do in this case is, let us imagine whatever these solids are there, solids. Take all the solids there, take all the solids and push them here down. Let us say the volume, I will take the same amount of same volume, whatever I call this as volume axis. This axis will be weight axis if I call. Now on this axis, this is volume axis, this is weight axis, I will take. Weight will be represented on this side, volume will be represented on this side. Now, if you are able to isolate all the soil particles, it's not possible. Hypothetically, I'm saying, if you are able to isolate all the particles and then push them down into the same volume, maybe it may fill up to this. This is solids. What I have done, all the solids in this diagram are taken and represented as a single unit. Now that is what it is. Now let us also assume now this is on the volume there. This is called volume of solids. I write from here onwards Vs. Vs, volume of solids. Similarly, I write on the weight side weight of solids, WS. Understand this carefully. Now, what is this portion? If this is solids, I got here with white space. Correct? Now, this portion represents
Voids.
voids. Therefore, I call this portion as, this is the volume side. I write VV, volume of voids. This portion is called volume of voids. All the voids you take and isolate them represent as a single unit. Now, out of these voids, let us say some voids are filled with water and some are filled with air. Now, you try to isolate the voids filled with water, represent them here. Now, on this side, let me write this as VW. Volume of water in the voids. Volume of water in the voids. Now, this is water phase. Obviously, this will be air phase. Is this clear? Right? Now, this will be VA. So this is VA, VW, volume of water. This is volume of solids. Is this clear now? Volume side at least. All the solids are separated and represented as a single unit. Volume is Vs. All the water in the voids are separated and represented as a unit here. That is VW. All the air voids separated and represented to this unit. That is VA. VA plus VW is VV. VV. And when you come to this weight side, weight is W here. This is weight of water, WW. And this is weight of air. Weight of air for practical purposes is taken as 0. Now, the total weight W is weight of solids plus weight of water. Is this clear? Hello? Is this clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please copy this volume, weight, this diagram, and also this diagram you take it. This is called soil phase system. It's called a soil phase system. In phase system, I told you there are two kinds: 3-phase system and 2-phase system. Which phase is this? 3-phase, 2-phase?
3-phase.
3-phase. So this is soil phase system. We can say this is a 3-phase system. This is a 3-phase system. Now, when I say 3-phase system, this is what kind of soil? Previous slide.
Saturated.
Huh?
Partially saturated.
Partially saturated soil. Great. So this is partially saturated soil. Please take this. Partially saturated soil is a 3-phase system. volume side, weight side. You can take the weight up to this also, no problem. But that is anyway zero, na? Even if you take up to this is same as you are taking WS plus WO only. WS plus WW. WW. This is about three-phase system. There is one more phase system called two-phase system. Is this clear? Okay? Two-phase system. Two-phase system, you have two kinds of soils. One is dry soil, the other one is
Saturated soil.
saturated soil. Now, I want you to construct similar diagram, phase diagram for a dry soil is a two-phase system, and one more diagram you construct, two-phase system for a saturated soil. Please do that. This diagram is common. Now, dry soil two-phase system. Dry soil. The diagram is common here. This diagram is common. Write this. Volume is represented here. Weight will come here. Solids. Dry soil. This is their phase. Their words. Now this is volume of solids. This is volume of voids. Volume of voids equals volume of air. These nomenclatures are very, very, very important. Many interrelationship, about 10 relationships I will prove using these VV, VS, VA, VW, etc., etc. Now when you come here, this is WA, weight of air equals 0. This is weight of solids. Weight of solids, you can write this as WD. Weight of dry soil, because there is no void here, water here. So this is a two-phase system for a dry soil. Okay? Yes? Now, when you go with two-phase system for a saturated soil, the next one. Now, in this case, look, the top one will change. All the air are now completely filled with water. This will be volume of voids will be equal to volume of water. And here, this is weight of water. Now the total weight will be W sat we write. W sat is WS, no, now it's not WD, it is WS in case of saturated salt. WS sat will be WS plus WW. Okay? Copied? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes.
All of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if this is clear to you, let me go for some other definitions now. Now, you know, in the phase diagram, we write weight on one axis and volumes are all on the other axis. Now, I will consider a set of definitions basically linking weight to volume relationships. Definitions linking weight to volume relations. Now, the first case in this case is, you please write the first one is bulk unit weight. Write with me. I write the symbol for unit weight is gamma. Gamma B. We write like this. Bulk unit weight. Sometimes we write gamma B. Even if you write gamma also, it is fine. Both are okay. Gamma bulk. Bulk unit weight. Gamma B. So I will prefer to use this gamma B. People write this is also fine. But we will go with gamma B. Gamma B is nothing but, you please write this phase diagram. Again, the same thing. Write a three-phase system. Now, in this case, this is volume side, this is weight side. Now, the first one you please write. We have already written this. Volume side. This is Vs. This is volume of water. Volume of air. These two things put together is my volume of voids. From here to here. This is volume of solids. I'm audible from here.
Yes, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now the total volume V is from here to here is my capital V. Capital V is Vs, this plus this. Vs plus Vv is my capital V. Now when you come to here, the weight axis, you please write the weights here. This is weight of solids, weight of water. This is weight of air. Weight of air is 0. Now from here to here is my total W. Now bulk unit weight gamma B is taken as the ratio of the total weight W of the soil system to the total volume. Total weight W to total volume. This number, the W, is always expressed in terms of kilonewton, small k, capital N. This is in terms of meter cube or centimeter cube, whatever it is. The unit here is so many kilonewton per meter cube. First definition. And this bulk unit weight is always applicable for partially saturated soil. So This is for partially saturated soils. It is clear now. This bulk unit weight gamma B is WO by V. WS is WS plus WW. Volume of solids plus volume of water, volume of voids. Volume of voids is summation of VW plus VV, VA. VW plus VA. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, this is about the first definition. The next definition is, this is for partially saturated soil. We have defined this. The second one is dry unit weights. The moment I say dry means it is for a dry soil. The symbol for this is gamma suffix D, gamma D. So the moment I have a dry word here, that means that is the implication that we are defining it for a dry soil. Dry soil, you please write the phase diagram, which we know it now. Water will not be there in the phase system. Solids. This is air phase. Okay. Volume you represent on this side. Weight you write on this side. Volume is always in terms of meter cube. Weight will be in terms of kilonewton. Please write with me. This is VA. VA equals VV. This is VS. Yes. Now on this side, this is W. What is this? Hello?
Yes, sir.
W?
Yes.
WS. This is WA.
Yeah.
This is 0. Total W. Now, in this case, WS, because air is there and solids is there, weight of air is 0. WS, we also write this as WD. It is clear now. Weight of dry solids. Only this weight will be there. This weight is 0. Now the total W for V for you will be W equals WD. Correct? So the dry unit weight definition I need to write. It is a relation between weight to volume. Relation between weight to volume. Now weight is WD. Volume is, from here to here, the total volume is V. V will be VV plus VV plus VV plus
VS.
yes. Therefore, the dry unit weight gamma D will be weight of dry soil WD divided by V. WD divided by V. Now this is so many kilonewton per meter cube. Okay. Right? Okay. The next definition is in the same one, using the same one, we'll also define one more unit weight of soil solids. Symbol is gamma suffix S. That means unit weight of solids only. Only this phase you take. Only solid phase. The relations are weight to volume of soil solids. That is gamma S. That means gamma S will be the same phase diagram you can write. Below this, you please write the same phase diagram. Gamma S will be, yes, this term, this suffix S signifies solids there. The weight of solids divided by volume of solids. Weight of solids is WS. Volume of solids is?
Yes.
Volume of solid symbol is?
VS. VS.
Vs. Gamma S will be WS divided by Vs. So many kilonewton per meter. Only for solids we write this relationship. Then we are done for partially saturated soil unit weight, that is called bulk unit weight. Then we wrote for dry unit weight. Then we wrote for unit weight of soil solids. Then the other case is completely saturated soil case we need to take. What is the number? Fourth, huh? Fourth or fifth?
Fourth.
Saturated unit weight. Saturated unit weight. The symbol is gamma sat. Now for this case, write the phase diagram for the saturated condition. Solids. This is water. All the voids are completely filled with water. Solids. This is Vs. This is volume of voids equals volume of water. The total is V now. Now this is Ws. This is volume of water. Sorry, mass of water, weight of water. The total W now will be, this weight is W, because this is a saturated soil, we write this as W sat. This is written as W sat. W sat. So therefore, now it is easy for you to take this relationship. Gamma sat will be, come on, ratio of
W sat by V.
W sat by V. So many kilonewton per meter cube. Okay. Now, one more definition we write. The fifth one. Sometimes what happens in this case is the ground will be under submerged condition. then you will have to use submerged unit weight. There are many cases where the ground will be under submerged condition. Then you will have to use submerged unit weight. The symbol is gamma dash. Gamma dash. Okay. In the submerged unit weight is generally computed as gamma dash is written as you take gamma sat for the completely saturated case minus gamma W. Gamma sat is saturated unit weight gamma W is unit weight of water. Its value is 9.81 kilonewton per meter cube. This is constant. So for a given soil, compute gamma sat. This is constant. You get the numerical value for gamma sat. Subtract it by 9.81. You will be getting gamma dash. This is called submerged unit weight. The basic definition for this submerged unit weight is if you can get the weight under submerged condition divided by the total volume, then also you can get gamma dash. But the submerged weight is difficult to calculate. We calculate through this approach. First, we calculate gamma saturated minus 9.81. You do it. This is easy for us. Basic thing is you get the W submerged. That means the entire thing you take it immerse under water. When it is underwater, you weigh it. Because of buoyancy, weight will be less. That means W submerged will be less than W. So that is always difficult to measure. You please do through this gamma sat minus gamma W. This is an easier method. Okay? Is this clear now? Now we looked at weight to volume relationships. Using the same phase diagram, let us consider some of the volume to volume relationships. Volume relations. For that, the first volume to volume relationship is void ratio. Very important. The symbol is E. Symbol is E. Write the phase diagram. Void ratio is an important parameter in this soil mechanics side. You have solids. The volume axis. This is the weight axis. This is whether partially saturated or fully saturated, whatever it is. This is my volume of voids. This is my volume of solids. Total is V. Total is V. This is voids. Solids. Now, we will only consider this is volume to volume relationship. I don't come to the weight side here. Volume to volume relations only, we have some definition. The first definition is an important term called void ratio. This void ratio E is defined as the ratio of volume of voids to volume of solids. Volume of voids to volume of solids. That means you take the ratio of volume of voids to volume of solids. This ratio gives me void ratio. Correct? Correct? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Now, always you would like to see void ratio to be a smaller value. If the void ratio is small, then the ground or the soil will have a good behavior. And you have more void spaces in the soil. When you apply the load onto soil whose void ratio is very large, you can expect the strength to be less and the volume change to be more. So what you want to see in this case is you want good strength and less volume change. For good strength and less volume change, void ratio should be as minimum as possible. That means volume of void should be less. Is this clear there?
Yes, sir.
It is preferable, it is desirable that void ratio should be as low as possible, but you cannot make it 0. Correct? Generally, void ratio could be in the range of anything from 0.4 to, you take a guess? Void ratio, can it be more than 1?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Not possible. Can VV be greater than VS?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Generally, you may say no, but it is possible. Very loose arrangement, very loose structure the soil possesses, then it is possible that volume of voids may be greater than volume of solids, then in which case void ratio may be greater than 1. It is possible. Void ratio may be greater than 1. If void ratio is greater than 1, what is the strength behavior? Is very weak. Volume change behavior, it is subjected to a lot of volume change. Agreed? Yes. It is not desirable, but it is possible. It is possible in the field. You can have void ratio in the range of up to 3, 4. It is possible, but this is not desirable. What is desirable is void ratio between 0.4, 0.6, 0.7 is a usual thing, but you may also have cases where void ratio can be greater than 1. Don't say it cannot be greater. It is possible, and there are cases in the field where void ratio is greater than 1, and maybe up to 3, 4 it will go. That means volume of voids is very large when compared to volume of solids. So this is the first definition for void ratio. Let me discuss one more definition and then we stop this class. This is clear now. This is very, very important. We will do a lot of things from this void ratio. Any doubts here?
Ratio.
Hello?
Sir, desirable void ratio still was 0.4 in the
0.4, 0.6. It depends upon the field condition in the way in which it is deposited. It depends on that. You'll have to go and measure what is the void ratio.
Sir, what's the
You
maximum?
go to the field, you will be measuring what is the void ratio of that ground. Normally it is around, if it is very dense, 0.4. Medium dense, 0.6. If it is loose, 0.8, 0.9, it goes. It is possible that it can be more than 1, in which case it is a very loose structure, loose ground. So therefore, void ratio is the ratio of volume of voids to volume of solids. Volume of voids to volume of voids to volume of solids. So if you please remember, this phase diagram should come to your mind when I say void ratio. Then you must get, you should be able to write this diagram. The moment I say void ratio, you should understand this is the ratio of volume of voids to volume of solids. This, you should picturize this. This is the first definition. The another definition in terms of volume to volume relationship is called porosity. Second one. Symbol is N. Porosity. Porosity is nothing but It is expressed as percentage. Porosity is defined as the ratio of volume of voids to the total volume. Express as percentage. Into 100 we do it, and then we try to say porosity is 40%, porosity is 60%, like that. Porosity is volume of voids to total volume. This to this. Void ratio, volume of voids to volume of solids. If you take the ratio of volume of voids with respect to volume of solids, you will get porosity. If you take the ratio of volume of voids to the total volume, you will get porosity. Void ratio is volume of voids to volume of solids. Porosity is volume of voids to the total volume. Agreed? In both cases, void ratio and porosity, this volume of voids is common, but only denominator will change. Now here you have Vs here, and in the porosity you got total volume. For any given soil, the volume of voids being constant, you expect void ratio to be more or porosity to be more? Which one is generally more for
Void ratio will be more, sir.
Hello?
Void ratio.
Void ratio will be greater than porosity. Void ratio will be greater than porosity. Okay? Is this clear now?
Yes, sir.
All of you, I am not getting other responses.
Yes, sir.
I think I will just stop at this stage. Today we discussed soil phase system. Go back and take a look at what we have written now. Soil phase system. Partially saturated soil we have discussed. Then that is three-phase system. Then we discussed two-phase system. There is a dry soil as well as partially completely saturated soil we have discussed. Then we wrote basic definitions, weight to weight relationships. We wrote the definition for bulk unit weight. We wrote for dry unit weight, then unit weight of soil solids, saturated unit weight, submerged unit weight we discussed. Then the another class of definitions are volume to volume relationships, wherein we wrote the definitions for porosity and void ratio. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you please scan this today's notes, whatever you have written, then upload it to Google Classroom there. Okay?
Okay, sir.
And before you come to the next class, please read this and come, because this becomes the background for the next class discussion. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Maybe I will take a class tomorrow. Saturday I may not be there. Saturday's class I will try to compensate on Friday, and Saturday you will have class by somebody else. Okay. Okay, we close the meeting now.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.